Bean.
Hi.
Hi.
Does that come up recording? Yeah.
Yay.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Fragments. This is the D&D campaign that I am playing with my friends. We have Lou playing,
Cereal.
we have Bean playing,
Killian.
and we have me as DM, Pete, and I'm also playing Charlie, or Charles Irwin. Bean, do you want to move this way a bit? You're off the camera.
Being the, I was going to say to you, we can only just see your arm. That's about it.
That's fine by me.
If you
No,
sit
no,
around
just
the
see your
bench,
shoulder.
you'll be alright.
You need to get closer to your other half. Sorry about that.
I know, it's
I
disgusting.
don't want to.
Okay, so I've had a bath. Come on.
Ugh.
Right. So let's recap where you were. You had got into the port of Mindeges,
Mhm.
and you had battled some evil bastard fish, and Charlie boy had got really, really hurt. Charlie, he had passed out, and you'd taken him to the local church, which was a multi-faith centre, and you were being shown around by Father Samsung, who was going to help you get connected to the people
I knew what you were going to say, so I started
in
laughing.
the town.
I saw you smirking before you actually said it.
I just knew what he was going to say before he said it, so I just started giggling. Sorry, carry on.
And so he said to you, if you remember, that if you were to help out the town, that he believed that you would be rewarded by maybe the Merchants Guild and possibly by the town mayor, as helping out this calamity of the silting, this heavy silting that's building up in the town.
Mm-hmm.
You hadn't met up with Charles yet. He was still in the infirmary part where they would heal the sick and the wounded people of the town. So that's where we join you guys walking with Father Samsung through the passageways of the church. The infirmary is actually underneath the church because it's cooler, and obviously heat is not good for things like wounds, and a lot of sicknesses can be, a lot of things can be contained with a cooler temperature. So they're underground. There are rooms with fires to keep the patients that have flus and fevers warm. You walk along a corridor and you hear and you instantaneously know it's Charlie laughing at something. And you are walked into a room and you see a a grinning beak of Charlie, if you can imagine a grinning beak, chatting away in his manner. Well, I never in my days, I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't met you for myself. A tiefling of all creatures who bows her head to Melora. Will the world never stop with its wonders? And a tiefling is basically a half devil, half human. We don't know which. It doesn't matter which side it is, but they tend to be. This tiefling is purple skinned, short black hair that kind of crops back, and then out of her head come a pair of horns that come up quite straight and then point back just at the tips over the top of her head. And she smiles almost bashfully at this comment from Charles, and she turns a deeper shade of purple as she seems not to be able to take the compliment, and she brushes a lock of hair behind one of her horns and turns and bows to the father and then to you guys, and sort of shuffles quite promptly out of the room with an armful of bloody bandages that she's unwrapped from Charles. What do you want to do?
Well, hello, Charles. You obviously are feeling better.
Better? I have never had so much healing. Oh, I mean, she is a marvel. I mean, you know, when you see a tiefling, you think devil, demon, and I was absolutely wrong. I mean, you should never judge a book by its cover. And I'm never going to, well, I say never. I probably will, but I mean, I would try and refrain from judging all tieflings as devil worshippers or devils. She knew so much history and so much scripture. I was blown away.
Did she tell you anything that might be useful on our quest? Any history about the town itself?
The town? Well, she told me about that it's a very new town, which and that it's only been around for a short time. And in this last year, they've been suffering this blight of the silt, this white powder coming down from the hills after some sort of quake or something like that. And they're struggling to keep the harbour open. And I mean, I wish we could do something. What have you been talking about? What have you with the father here?
Well, we've been speaking with the father, and he has suggested that we might want to investigate the where the silt is coming from, and if we can help the town by alleviating the silt problem, then we'll be richly rewarded and helped on our way.
Rewarded, you say? Well, obviously, reward is not the main thing. Just doing good is a blessing in itself. But I mean, we might need certainly refunding for any expenses and things like that. I can see that might work out well. How do we go about securing a wage or anything? Did he inform you how we might do that?
No.
He did. I can't remember.
He mentioned to you about the mayor and the Merchants Guild.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So he said that the mayor would help us with provisions and to help us on our quest up further up the river to try and find out where the silt issue is coming from.
The father puts his hand up and stops you and says, I said the church would actually help you with the provisions for your campaign. I believe that the mayor would and the Merchants Guild may be the one to financially reward you if you so require. We are very low on funds and spend it on the townsfolk and the needy.
Mm-hmm. Well, we only really require funds. We don't really need a reward. We just want to help you, and in return, if you can help us on our quest, we'll be most grateful. Monetary.
Certainly, the church will do as much as it can to assist you on your way. We will provide you with your basic provisions, but a reward does seem fitting for an adventure, and it's only commonplace. Even if you would like to get the reward and donate it back to us, we'd be most grateful of any monies received to the church. The merchants might be able to help you, and so the mayor, I'm not sure what funds he has available, but...
How do we go about speaking to the mayor and a representative from the Merchants Guild, please?
Well, they're on the other side of the river. So from here north, but from out of character, from the map that you saw last time, the right-hand side of the river.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember how the map looked last time, the river was up the centre. And there was the right-hand side was where the Merchants Guild is and the mayoral office is.
I think that made me drunk.
I couldn't say mayoral. In better times, it was very difficult. So north from here to the other side of the river, there's two main ways of crossing. You can take a small boat across between the jetties, or follow the main road up to the siltings, where the wash is sorted and filtered, and there is a bridge that goes across between two of the main sorting areas.
Excuse you.
one of the dogs just belched or parked or something.
Totally.
Yeah, we couldn't hear it on the microphone. Don't worry.
Sorry. It's just like,
Okay, so what do you want to do?
just look at that face. You know it was.
Killian,
Yeah.
Killian, do you think it would be a good idea for us to go across the bridge? I don't know about you, but I'm not so keen on going back in that water anytime soon after those fish.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't fancy risking the water again,
No,
especially
no.
after what happened to him. So,
Charles, if you're feeling better, would you like to accompany us across the bridge to go across and see the mayor and the Merchants Guild?
I'd love to. Yes, let me just get dressed. And he jumps out of the bed, feathers naked, and pulls just with absolutely no shame whatsoever. All his bird parts showing, breasts everywhere, and he pulls on his armor, and you're provided with provisions by Father Samson, and he says. I bid you well on your way, and I hope that your quest goes well. Do return and see us if you should need any alms of help to your quest that we may be able to assist you with.
okay, so what provisions did we get?
You got enough provisions to get you back up to your full provisions after being on the boat.
Brilliant.
So a fair few days. So you're back at to basically what you had as your initial.
To begin with. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Initial provisions. Does anybody remember?
Sorry, what was that?
What was our initial provisions? Anybody remember?
We had 10 days worth of rations.
10 days.
Yeah.
I'll just bring the map for you. Hopefully. Can you see the map now?
Your
Lily?
father.
No, it's still black.
No, we can see it.
You got it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, yours is on the swipe over.
Oh, okay. So I've got, if just quickly, if you see us, I don't know if Pete explained, if you see us looking over here,
Mhm.
got it on the TV.
It's just a
So-
bigger screen to look at, you know.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to focus on a tiny little screen on the phone.
Mhm.
It's so that it's bigger on the TV.
That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
what I've swapped on from my phone to my laptop. So
Yeah.
I can see.
I was struggling to see things, so having it there is a lot easier.
You are at the where the cursor is at the moment. So you're at this top point of the church,
Okay.
and you leave. The father says follow the main road up to the thing for the bridge, or go to one of the jetties to cross. Which way do you want to go?
We want to go via the bridge, please.
Yeah.
Which way do you want to travel to the bridge?
So
We want to go up the main road, I think.
sorry. So if we're there,
Yeah.
shall we come? Oh, I'm trying to do this all weird. Out
We go down and then up the main road.
and then
Along the main road.
Yeah. I know where you're going, Bean.
up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
I'm looking at the TV, but trying to control the mouse on the laptop. It's very weird.
you leave from the top end of the cross-shaped church, and in front of you you can see an area of housing, not poor, not rich, kind of middle end, but all very new, and a lot of it still being constructed. And to your left you see fields with farm. Looks like crops that are growing up to the
Right.
left-hand side of you, and you see the road leads round to the right. As you turn round and follow the curve round, you see a lane that runs up in front of the houses, and then you see a set of warehouses that are processing with carts moving in and out with these piles of different coloured powders and salts and rocks, and you hear the clanking of machinery from inside of them, and assuming sorry,
Kevin would be in his element.
Kevin would be in his element. And then you finally make it out to the main road. Can you all make a perception check for me, please? on the skills page if you're looking.
Oh, I've lost my
Oh,
page.
it's the wrong one. I've just gone to spells instead of skills. Oh, 3.
4,
4.
because it's a +1.
Okay, yeah.
Hang on, I'm trying. Where did you say it was?
On skills and then perception.
Oh, come on.
How do I oh, I clicked the button. I'm sorry, I'm being a bit sick.
It's all right.
But I forgot to roll. 13.
13. Okay. Everyone apart from Killian notices the cart charging down the road at high speed. Killian, roll a dex check for me. Dexterity, acrobatics, or just straightforward dex, whichever's better.
Neither.
Okay. 9
9.
plus.
9.
Just a straight 9. Okay, the car whizzes into you, and one of the wheels clips you on your arm. But I'm going to try and make a dex save and kind of grab you and pull you back. And I get a 9. So I see the cart come in. I've got advantage, so I guess as I saw the cart. Yeah, so I grab you and pull you back, so you only take half the damage, so you take 2 damage. Or it only clips you instead of getting fully whacked.
What is this madness?
You decide to take it a little bit more cautiously up the road. You notice that in the middle there is green that you could probably walk on, as it seems that there's a 2-way traffic system set up. And many cars are going up and down either way. Empty carts moving up to the place in front of you, and then also carts coming in and out of the warehouses. So it's a really, really busy town. But you hear a lot of.
Can you just move that way, because that is like the 3rd time you've hit the tree, and I'm really worried you're going to completely knock it over.
Okay.
Sorry.
And you see a lot of officious-looking people, like foreman type characters with parchments, reels of parchment, checking off stuff, and everyone's looking like slightly. They look at there's a particular guy just shaking his head like near the road, checking something off as these carts move in and out. As you proceed towards the top of the road, where you reach the edge of these huge piles of different coloured sands, and the floor changes colour here because there's sediment on the ground. You see piles of grey stone and a lot of this white powder as well that's been piled up, and a guy standing there shaking his head, looking quite miserable.
You go and talk to the guy, find out why he's so miserable.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well, then, who's going to lead this convo?
Can we leave it?
Yeah.
I'm a bit more people person than you are.
You're You're what?
A people person.
Yeah.
But you've got the intimidation. You can go and say, "Oi!"
Oi! I know.
Well,
I'm a bit more aggressive. I think that's.
Yeah. Good in a fight, not so good in just trying to get information.
No, I'm not good at just talking to people.
Okay.
So, yeah, you go ahead. And he's just useless. He'll just babble. So.
Yeah. And not get any information or remember what's going on.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can we have a
Yeah.
why are you so sad? What seems to be the problem there?
Life.
Why is life getting you down?
Well, you know, work. What gets most people down? Doing something, and you're not. When it's not going well, you're not enjoying what you're doing.
What's not going well?
Well, the town, the materials. There's the amount of materials we're able to ship has gone down. We've got requests from here, there, everywhere.
Have you You lost some of your carts then?
Sorry, say again.
Have you lost some of your carts then? Have you
No, not
lost any
really
carts?
lost carts. The bandits haven't been too bad of late. But, I mean, there's always bandits to be had. But it's just the actual raw material. We just got tons of this flipping white powder everywhere.
And is that what you're using to cut further down the road, or are you having to move it in order to get to the other minerals?
We're getting so much of it that when we're separating it out, we're spending most of our time getting this white powder out.
Right.
Which we can't seem to figure out what it is. We just don't know what it is. It's not a raw, doesn't seem to be like a raw metal or something like an ore or anything like that. It's certainly not a jewel or anything like that, which sometimes wash down the streams, like gold or something like that, like a sediment. It's just we just got mountains of the stuff.
Well, we're on an expedition to travel further up the river, try and find out what the white material is and try and see if we can stop it coming down to further down the river and causing problems for you and causing problems in the mouth of the harbour as well.
Oh yeah? And you're doing that for what?
We're just doing it for the town, to see the town prosper, and hopefully in return the town will help us out in our time of need.
That seems very selfless of you. I mean, what's in it for you?
They've already helped our friend recover from a serious injury that he got.
Was that at the church?
Yes.
They'll do that for anybody. Any waiful stray down there, hobos off the street, they'll take them all in down there.
But
well, we're grateful for their help, and we want to repay the kindness.
Well, okay. Well, I don't think you'll get much kindness over at the Merchants Guild. If that's where you're looking to go.
Why do you say that?
Well, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't get on the wrong side of Mr. Blotsworth.
Okay. How do we get on the right side of Mr. Blotsworth?
I'd suggest you probably curtsy. You, my friend, show reverence more than you've shown to me. And you, my feathered chum, don't mention religion.
I've said barely anything.
It was the way you were looking at me.
You just got that look.
Resting witch face.
Witch, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your advice, kind sir. We are heading over to the Merchants Guild, so we hopefully will catch Mr. Is it Blotsworth on a good day?
Blotsworth, Hune Blotsworth.
Hune.
He sounds like a merchant.
So he points you in the direction of the bridge, which is through the kind of piles of siltings. So you notice at this level, the nets are the widest kind of nets. So they catch only the larger particles that wash down. And you can see things like pumice, piles of pumice that are being shipped out from the volcanic shifting up further inland. And you can see great piles of other different coloured ores and things as you walk through. You get to the bridge. The bridge is raised up and goes across. It's a sturdy bridge. There's no danger here. You can cross the bridge with no problem. And you come to the other side, and there's a similar, slightly larger quarry that is pretty empty of stuff, apart from one sort of pile of like copper ore, which is the green coloured stuff. And you enter onto the main, the other side of the town, where you're you have several buildings. You have the main building here, which is the Merchants Guild. You see lots of people that's printed nice and clearly across the top of it. You also see the mayoral office, which is this L-shaped one here. And from where you are here, you can't really see the other residences.
Okay. Killian, would you like to go to the mayor's place or the merchant's place first? Mayor's? Yeah. Okay. They're both close to each other. So we would like to head over to the mayor's house first, please. Okay.
So you walk to the mayor's office and you meet his secretary. Who says, "Yes, can I help?"
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
My name is Serial, and we would like to help the town in their time of need by trying to investigate why the white ash is coming down the river and causing problems not only at the quarry but at the mouth of the port itself. The gentleman at the church has told us that it's causing no end of problems in the town itself, and we've spoken to a workman on the quarry, and he reiterated that there's a problem in the quarries themselves with the silt, and we would like to help out if we may. We are looking for funds and wages in order to help us on our quest to be able to investigate this for you, and I was wondering whether the mayor could help us out with our quest.
She pulls out a book of parchment and starts flicking through page after page. And she's looking more and more disappointed as she looks down the book. I don't know when I can really fit you in. She seems disinterested.
Can I step in at this point, please? I already want to hit her. I'm going to, but I already want to. So...
You want to say, "Listen, lady"?
No.
Let's love it.
Is she sat at her desk, did you say?
Sat at her desk, yeah.
Right. I slam my clawed hand onto the desk.
Honey, you could do with a manicure.
How dare you insult my Christmas nails?
No, it's not your nails. She's insulting Killian's nails.
True. But yeah, I slam my...
She raises an eyebrow and says that.
hand onto the desk. Look. Oh, I don't know.
Well played. Well played. What would he say?
Really don't know. I'm so bad at things like this. This is why you're the bard and I'm not.
Just think what he would say. What would Killian say? What would he say?
Look, we've witnessed firsthand the trouble that they're going through down at the dock. Is it a dock?
At the docks and at the sorry,
Yeah. We're offering to help solve this problem. Why are you so unwilling to help?
Are you trying to persuade or intimidate?
Intimidate.
Intimidation.
Awesome.
Sorry, I'm being distracted by the cat who's pouring at the
23.
windows or something.
23.
Oh.
So she, after you, the slamming of the fist didn't get her, but the tone of your voice that left you
And
was so, and the way that your mouth, your serpentine mouth formed the syllables seemed to make her skin almost shrink back from her face. And she becomes very taut, and the makeup that she's wearing doesn't cover how old she is anymore. And you think she's a lot older than she first appeared when you walked in the room. You see the wrinkles appear in her skin. And she says, he's coming up to, oh, well, he could probably, look, I'll just go in and see. So she gets up from the desk, leaves you in this sort of lobby bit, opens the door, and just pokes her head up. And you hear some whispering. Go on in. And she kind of steps back and lets you pass through the door, and says, it kind of distances herself from as Killian walks past. And Charles says, I'm sorry about my friend.
And I just glare at them.
And goes in last, and the door shuts, and you're in the office of the mayor. So Mayor Rinces Harlem is
Wait, what?
Rinces, R-I-N-C-E-S, Rinces Harlem is standing at a desk with his hands pushed down upon it, reading over some sort of docket on the table. Again, looking kind of quite forlorn, quite upset, like just stressed, basically. Like the job is like not fun at this point. He's dressed in like a red brocaded jacket, but not the deep royal red of a mayor's outfit. More like a sort of a dark crimson, and it has tails as well on the jacket. And he kind of looks more like he would be like a horseman or a coach person rather than a mayor.
Okay.
Shall we play like good cop?
Good cop, bad cop.
Because that seems to work.
We do good cop, bad cop.
Right.
And then we doubt get Charles to open his mouth, but
Hello, my good fellow. We are here in your time of need. Now, we've heard that you've got some trouble with some terrible dust or something that's filling up the harbour, and we'd really like to, just help you out.
Pig's face.
Charles is going to try, and he's going to say to Charles, he's going to look up from his desk again. You three are going to solve all of my problems. Why, yes, my good sir. I think we're the right people for the job. What makes you say that? Well, we solved some of your fish problems in the harbour. I was mortally wounded, but we solved them. Oh. You're the guys that got half out in the harbour, are you?
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. He's lost for words.
Charles, if I may interject a moment, please.
Of course, yes.
Hello, sir. My name is Serial. We would like to help your town by finding out where these particles are coming from. As the kind folk at the church have healed my friend Charles, and he's now up to full health, we are setting out on an expedition to go and investigate the silt and find out if we can stop the silt coming down the river and causing problems not only in the quarry but at the harbour mouth. In we would like in return we have provisions very kindly provided by the church, but we need some funds in order to fund our expedition up into the mountains. I was wondering if you could help us, and in return, obviously, you'll see much more prosperity for your town.
What have the Merchants Guild offered you?
We haven't spoke to the Merchants Guild yet. We thought we'd come to you first, as you are the leading figure within the actual town itself.
Well, I respect that very much so. The merchants like to think they run this town, but this is my town, and I run it. I do not want to be outdone by them at the Merchants Guild. I'll tell you what, I won't give you anything on your way there, because I don't think that you're the people for the job, as your bird friend here said. But I will match with a 5% increase on anything collectively that the Merchants Guild offer you. 5% on top of what they will offer, because I will not be seen as someone who has no control over their city. They might have the money, but they pay me the taxes. And if there's any rewarding to be done, and any glory to be had, and anyone that seems like they're going to go on their way, that's going to be good press, it's going to be me. Now, in return for that 5%, if you return, I need you to convince the town that it was my idea to send you.
Gillian, what do you think?
One moment. I don't think we should agree to it right now, because we haven't been to the Merchants Guild and seen what they will offer us. It may be nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And
I'll
also,
give you 5% on top of nothing. Certainly, that's an easy price to pay.
5% of nothing is still nothing.
Exactly. And also, I just realised I'm holding my hand like a weird talon.
You're not actually getting into you are kidding.
Got into the dragon mode.
So with these claws on as well. But yeah, we don't know what they're going to offer us, and also it wasn't his idea. It was ours. Why should he have credit for something that we were willing to do on our own without his input?
Mm-hmm.
The 5% is what you're doing it for. That's what Charlie says. For 5%. If they offer us a king's ransom over there, we'll have a king's ransom plus 5. We'll have 2 king's ransom plus 5%. Imagine that. All the orphans we could be.
Okay, Kieran, why don't we say thank you for your offer, sir? We would need to speak to the merchants first to find out how much they're prepared to offer us, and then
Before we agree to anything.
Or we agree terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well. Return to me when you've completed your expedition.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wish to have the match and the 5%, issue it on the conditions that we agree. Now, verbal agreement with me is a verbal agreement, and I hold my name very highly to that. I won't make you sign anything, but with those terms that I've suggested, that you agree that it was my idea, I will match and 5%.
I want it in writing.
You said you weren't willing to agree.
while we're away, write it down.
While you're away, I shall have my secretary prep your contract ready for you to sign upon leaving for your destination, if you so wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust him.
With the,
What?
if there is any reputation attributed to my lovely, dear, filthy rich merchants, however, our contract is null and void. So it's not a pay match and not the 5%.
I was gonna say, I don't trust him.
Oh. That was
He moves around the desk and stands in front of you, and you see that he's a very lithe looking character. He looks very well muscled. He doesn't look like he's a desk clerk.
I think he might be a charlatan.
He looks almost uncomfortable in the clothes that he wears. He doesn't look like he should be dressed up in quite such finery.
Can I do what's that check called? Is it investigation
You'd have to go and touch him if you wanted to investigate him. You can perceive him.
one?
You can try a perception check.
Yeah, perception check, please.
Mm-hmm.
18.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as he kind of places his hands together and then folds his hands open like this, like he's stretching his wrists from writing with a quill. And as he tilts his hand on the left-hand side, you notice a small symbol on the inside of his left wrist.
Mm.
Remind me, you're a sorcerer or a wizard? A druid?
Druid.
You're a druid.
So am I.
You notice that it's not a druidic symbol. It's not something that you recognise like one of their sort of hidden writings in nature. But you notice that it looks like some sort of membership of something to do with the wilds. You get the idea that it's something not town-based, not something to do with cities or anything like that. You're a sorcerer.
I am a sorcerer. It's my other one that's a druid.
Yeah.
I thought we were different things. I thought we'd agreed to be different things.
Yeah, it's because my other one's a druid, and it's very confusing.
So basically, we ascertained that this guy is a bit of a charlatan. He's not what he obtains to be. He's not in the right clothes. He's got a wild person's symbol on him. And he is pretending to be the mayor, but we don't believe he is the mayor.
You see everything that you've seen so far, the reverence that he's given, people treat him like he is the mayor, like the secretary and stuff.
Right. But he's he's built, it's not like somebody would be a mayor. He's like muscular and
He doesn't look like he is doesn't look like he was born to it.
right, okay. Not born to it.
Gained it somehow. That might be right.
Well, possibly if the previous mayor was left or he did something for the town and the town rewarded him.
Yeah.
So we thank you, kind sir. We are going to head off now and speak to the merchants and see what they can offer us.
Okay.
And then we will return to you on our return, and we'll return to you before we leave to let you know what our decision is regarding your proposal.
Very well. I'll have the contract ready for you to put your signatures on, and we nearly have a deal.
Thank you, kind sir. We'll be on our way.
Okay. So you leave that place, and he comes out and speaks to his secretary and starts giving her the details of the contract as you leave the door.
He sounds like a Crossroads demon.
Sounds like a what?
Crossroads demon.
What's a crossroads demon?
Go on. It might be relevant.
I was going to say a Crossroads demon is you make a deal with them in trade for your soul,
Right.
or it's normally yours, but there are times where it's somebody else's.
Okay.
I.e., like, you know, it could be they will save somebody's life in trade for like your soul, or you have to repay them with that kind of a payment. It is, you know, they do something for you, you do something for them.
Well, I
So
suggest that when we return, before we sign anything, we read that contract bloody well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's why I wanted it in writing. I'm not agreeing to anything unless I know the full details.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you happy to move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Over to the merchant.
So you walk over to the merchants. You walk into a rectangular office space with rooms off to the side. In front of you are about two row. There's like 5 desks, 2 rows thick, with stacks of paper and different people scribing. And there's an orc with a trolley full of papers walking through, putting forms on desks and laying stuff on. And he's collecting out of in trays and out trays and stacking stuff up. There's sprites whizzing round, chatting away to each other, sending messages in and out of different offices and to and fro, and nipping out of the building with little parcel bags on them, like with little small parchments in them with little notes on. At the end of the room, at the far side of the rectangular room, is a raised sort of dais with a box in front of it that's a solid wooden desk, and quite imposingly there are 3 figures across it. And as you look from left to right, there is a gentleman sat in on the far left. In the middle, he is currently berating some poor meniary beside him, and his double chins are wobbling, and he's shouting down at this person. He said,
67? That's no good. We need much more than that. They'll never do. Tell them to work harder. Tell them to sit faster.
and then next to that, you can see tilted away, his head with fingers rubbing his temples, a drow, who is a dark elf, basically. So purple, dark grey skin, dark hair, rubbing his temple, pondering over some sort of document. And then to the right of here, further right, there is another character, female, and but with slight a look of animal about her. So her ears are pointed back, and there is fur on the end of her ears. Her nose is like that of a dog's, kind of comes into a split lip in the middle, and up and over, and you see like the shine on the wet of her nose, and she has elongated teeth in her maw. No, all of her teeth are elongated and pointed, and she is the way she moves is not she's not human. You can tell that she's not human. What do you do?
I think we speak to the elf, because the elf seems the least threatening of the 3.
Okay.
But if we talk to him, well, I'm assuming that the guy in the middle is Blotsworth.
You can ask.
What? I'm assuming that. What do you think?
So do you think we should speak to Blocksworth then? Do you think he's the main man?
I think if we start talking to the elf, he's going to be offended.
Right.
Because he seems to be the one, like...
So who do you think is Blocksworth?
The guy with the chins shouting.
He's on the far left. He's not in the middle. So he's on the left. The drow's in the middle. On the right is the animalistic one. So you just had the order wrong. I just wanted to make sure you were good.
Right. So
sorry,
say that again.
Big desk in front of you.
Big desk.
On your left is the chins.
Right. Chins.
Middle is the drow.
Yeah.
And on the right is the animalistic looking female.
Okay. So there's only the three of them?
Yeah.
Right.
But we can just go up to the desk and ask, may I ask who, which one of you fine folk are Blocksworth?
Blocksworth.
Yeah. Yeah? If we just ask the question.
Yeah.
And hope,
you can do that then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You stand behind me.
As you walk forward, someone rushes up along the right-hand side of the room to the animalistic-looking woman and starts whispering in her ear, and she just nods. She looks up from the paper that she was reading. It looks like a newspaper, not a document, and puts the paper down and is intently listening, nodding. And you walk to the middle. What do you say?
Good afternoon, kind sirs and madam. We are travellers new to your town, and we have learnt of your town's plight by this white powder that is coming down from the hills, and we would like to discuss how we could help. I understand Mr. Blocksworth is the head of this guild. Can I ask which one of you fine folk are Mr. Blocksworth?
The drow in the middle, with his hands on his temple, looks up and says, he's not the leader, but this is your man. And he signals to the guy with chins who's still berating the menial.
I don't care. Don't you stammer at me. If you can't speak properly, how do you expect to get those grunts moving and shifting deposits? Tell them with authority. Tell them with gusto. Less like me, like my old man.
He's not paying you any attention, by the way. Any of you.
Do you want me to step in?
Yeah.
One second. Can I shout at him?
You can shout, yeah.
Do you think
We
shouting
want
at him?
to try and keep him on side. I don't think your first conversation with him should be screaming at him.
There's ways to raise one's voice without shouting, isn't there?
I'm bloody draconic.
Yeah.
I can roar.
You can probably roar.
Or you could just go up to him, put your face really close to him, and go, "Can we have a moment of your time?"
Like that. Can we have a moment of your time?
Like really close to his face.
Yeah. I'm going to get up in his grill.
The dais is kind of about here, but because you're tall, your face comes to about like the level of the dais. So we're kind of below it, Charlie and Sarion.
Okay, so I can't fly, can I?
No.
But you can put your head up.
Can I tiptoe?
You can tiptoe. Okay.
If I tiptoe, does that make me level with his head?
No, it brings you probably about here, and he's about here to you. He's still above you. You're not going to look down on him unless you clambered up on the desk.
I could do that.
Do you want to climb up on the desk?
Yeah, can I do that?
Make acrobatics.
God. Oh dear.
You suggested it.
Lou suggested it. I just went.
Yeah, all right, I'll do that.
Yeah, why not?
Go on then.
11.
Plus
11.
11. You you kind of push yourself down like that on the desk, and you try and get one leg up. And as you get one leg up, the drow sort of is taken back from his paperwork. Hune is still not paying you any attention, and one of the guards comes from the side of the room and pulls you off and says, "What the hell do you think you're doing?"
Hands off me.
Excuse me, this is the Merchants Guild. This
Hands
is not the appropriate way.
Off.
He's still got his
me.
hands on you.
Hands off.
Boys,
me.
we got a live one here. Another guard comes over.
Don't get yourself arrested. We haven't had a conversation with him yet.
It's not my fault they annoy me.
So there's another guard approaching you, and they've both got their arms on you now.
We're very, very sorry. We just want to speak. We just want to speak urgently with Mr. Bloxley. Bloxley. What is his name?
Bloxworth.
Bloxworth.
I wrote it down.
I cast Thaumaturgy, and I make my voice booms up to 3 times louder than it is already.
God.
Excuse me. And the room comes to a stop as there's this giant priest like booming his voice out. I believe we need to speak to Mr. Blotsworth. And even that booming makes Blotsworth turn his many-chinned head towards you. And,
But what is it? Can't you see I'm busy?
you are busy because you have a problem in your town. I can hear you are pushing your workers too hard. You are clearly struggling. We've spoken to people at the gates of your fine city, at the docks, at the siftings, at the church, and even your mayor. And you definitely have a problem here. And we simply wish to help with the guarantee of some money in recompense for our time well spent saving your town. It'll be nothing compared to the profits that you will gain from us fixing your little silt problem. Perception? What do you reckon? Persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is the dog drinking so loudly?
He always does. Toby, enough.
I'm not convinced. You don't look like anyone that can help me. I rolled a 3 with a plus 3, so I got 5. I'm not convinced.
Can I do a persuasion?
Yeah,
roll
you have to
with-
role play it though a bit.
Oh, kind sir, just a moment. As my friend Charles says, we are travellers. We've travelled very far to visit your great town, and we want to help. We were caught ourselves in the mouth of your harbour, and poor Charles here, he almost died as the giant fish were coming up and attacking him. He was on death's door, and your kind people in the church, they helped him and they got
I
him.
care little of the church.
I understand you're not really a man of the church, but you are a man of this town, and I know.
I am a man of gold.
I understand, and I understand your profits are low, and because your profits are low, this makes you stressed and unhappy. And we want to help this town so you can make more money. When the town is more prosperous, you have more funds, don't you?
make a persuasion with an advantage. I like that.
Right.
So roll twice and take the better score.
Okay. 18.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Profit, you say? More profit is always good. Okay. Well, I'll back your return. When you return from your journey, if you can achieve anything, I will offer you 25 from my guild. From my side of the guild.
Okay. What currency is that, sir?
That would be gold pieces.
Oh, gold.
That's each. So
Each.
25 each.
So we would get 75 in total.
Yeah.
From myself, yes? Now, be gone with you. I must continue with my conversation. You little maggot!
Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you.
I still got 2 guards on me.
You are being restrained. For the moment.
We don't want to have cause any more problems or keep up any more of your time. Come on, Killen. If you can just let Killen go, we'll be on our way.
Are you going to behave?
Yes.
Make a performance check.
Performance?
Because you're lying. Or performance or deception. Like, either that you're performing a convincing lie or you're just outright deceiving them.
Which one's best for you?
Neither, apparently. 8.
They still hold you.
I promise, if you let me go, I will walk straight out the door.
Which one did you roll?
Deception.
So
we'd rather just keep an hand on you until you are ready to leave the premises. If that is
I'm
thing.
ready to leave now.
we are ready to leave. We would like to go on our way if that's okay.
I think we're missing a trick here. Fine fellows. There's still another 2 merchants. If we got 25 out of this fat bloat.
I see.
Taken. Hune doesn't hear. He's too busy berating the other guy.
Then what about these other 2?
I see.
I just want these guys to get their hands off me.
You can make a sleight of hand check, see if you can squeeze out of their grip.
In the meantime,
17.
17. You slip out their grip, and they just look at you, but they're standing right next to you.
I just hold my hands up.
Yeah. Okay.
I just glare at them, but hold my hands up. I'm like do not touch me.
can we try and talk to the middle one next, the elf?
Yeah.
So I was wondering if we could have a moment of your time, please. What's your name?
Huen.
Good afternoon, Huen. My name is Seri. What?
Huen Farfallow.
Poor fellow.
Huen Farfallow. He sounds like he speaks like. How can I?
Yes. What is it?
I don't know if you heard that our plight, our quest to help your great town.
Yeah, I could hear it. Your birdman was shouting like 3 times as loud as anything I've ever heard. And my compatriot here isn't exactly the quietest of fellows.
As I understand, I don't know if you so you heard our conversation regarding our quest, and I was wondering whether you would be interested in helping us on our return, in return for helping your great town become prosperous again.
The flow of the money is always very, very grateful. And that is the way of the world, the way that the world turns. I am interested in it, but what of your prowess? What would convince me that you are even able or up to this task?
I'm going to roll persuasion.
Okay.
Five.
Okay, I'm going to cast on you, Lou,
Mm-hmm.
guidance, which allows you to roll a D4, so a four-sided little triangle dice on the side, and add that to your check.
D4. Well, that's D8. That one. Okay. Oh no, I don't want 3.
No, you don't want 3. You want 1 D4.
Right. How do I roll it?
So you click the little dice symbol at the side, just on its own. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then just tap one on the one of them, and then click roll.
2.
So 2 plus
When I just roll 4, 5. No, 5.
5, and then have you got a proficiency bonus with it or something? You got like an add on your
1.
Okay, so talking
6.
10. So what was your roll for your persuasion? Sorry,
That was 5.
5 in total.
5 in total.
6,
Plus-
7. Okay, so he doesn't look convinced by your just normal talking.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the holy guide.
So we need to.
We're trying to persuade him in a way that shows we can be the ones to do it, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
He's asked what of your prowess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what skills do you have to bring to the table that would make him convinced that you're even up to some sort of adventure like this? What
Can I roll an insight to find out what sort of thing would impress him?
you could, yeah, go on.
15.
He is of the Underdark, so he's used to dealing. That's where the Drow inhabit, the cavernous lands that exist underneath this part of the above ground,
Mm-hmm.
which is very dark and full of stalactites, stalagmites, and grand castles and drow villages, and many dark things live under there. You think maybe a display of martial prowess might impress him?
Martial prowess. What do you mean by that?
So something like strength, like a show strength, a show of
Strength.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tell Killian if you're going to get Killian to do it.
Killian, would you like to show strength for us, please?
Show him what. Yes, dear boy. Show him what we've got. Show him what we're made of. You're in a room full of desks. What weapons do you have? There's a big desk in front of you.
Oh.
Come on, you just be able to show him how strong you are. So I would suggest you bash up a desk or...
Bash up a
That's a
desk.
great idea. I love that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shall I literally just try and destroy this desk?
Does the desk
Not the one
desk
they're
back
sat
up?
at, another one close by. We don't want to, like, piss them off.
Well,
That's
I've
no
got an idea. It would be awesome.
Go on.
Draw your sword and just embed it in the desk in front of you. See how deep you can get it.
Through the newspaper would be even better.
Oh, for the other one's newspaper.
Yeah.
The other one that's reading the newspaper.
Is that the woman?
Well, I'll get her attention so we don't have to sort of kill two birds with one stone. And
I
all.
don't have a sword.
What do you have?
I have 2 daggers.
Yeah?
You can do it with daggers, can't you? Just go. Whoom.
I have a crossbow, a light
Oh, crossbow be better.
dagger.
Crossbow wouldn't be a show of strength. That'd be a show of dex.
Ah,
I've got
yeah,
2
no.
daggers.
You
Daggers, then.
you shoot with dex.
Right.
Okay.
1 second.
So have you got-
using breath weapon, but that doesn't.
Have you got a
give you
strength
That
roll?
shows power.
Yeah, that's on the very first
Yeah.
page.
That doesn't say show strength. That shows power. So
So strength, yeah, is the first.
Just make like an attack roll with your dagger on your actions page.
Yeah, you want to do a strength roll?
Yeah, you can just do an attack action like she's attacking the dead.
Oh.
On the actions.
actions, attack.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you got a quarter staff?
Yeah, I know, but.
Yeah. Which would be more impressive, a dagger or a staff?
I think staff.
Is the staff
Actually,
wooden? The
You can
foot?
start a wooden staff through a wooden desk.
That's what I was thinking. If I can put a wooden staff through a wooden desk, like that would be quite damn
You
impressive.
can see if you can do that.
Okay,
Make me an attack roll.
so that one.
Yeah. Just to see if you hit. And it was, let me see. A 7.
Oh no!
It slams onto the desk and makes a really loud sound and smashes the woman's paper in half. Doesn't go through the desk, but it does get her attention. And the drow guy's like, all right. Look, I'm not convinced, but I'll offer you 10 gold apiece if you return.
So that's 25.
35.
Yeah. Don't hit back. Do not hit.
Okay, so the other woman's looking at you now like she cocks her head and narrows her eyes, and you see that her eyes are yellow and slitted. Not human again.
So if they're like slits and not like.
It's like an owl.
Huh?
Bit like an owl.
I was thinking more like a cat.
Yeah, like a cat
Okay.
does.
Yeah. Because if she's got the squished nose like a dog and backwards ears, but then the slit in the eye, that's more like a cat.
Mhm.
Because dogs have the round eyes, not the slits. Or is she more like a big cat? Sorry, this is just what's going on in my
You'd say
brain.
she's more dog-like than cat-like.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So, do you want me
No, I
to?
can do 2-weapon fighting. I could have hit it with the quarterstaff and then stabbed my dagger through the desk.
Come on, I'll let you rewind that. A
I
bit.
just, sorry, I'm not used to having
As your
2-weapon
bonus
fighting.
action. Did you hit the staff with one?
And then get my dagger and pierce it through the desk.
Okay, so you split her paper with your right hand, and with your other hand.
17.
The other hand, you stab it into the desk. After he said, "I'm not convinced. I'll offer you 10." You go, bang into the desk. And the dagger goes in so far, and the desk in front of him splits a little. All right. 10, 15 make it. And a tip. If, as I imagine you will, have to go below ground into the Underdark, which is my native ground, I would take the tip of, I'll give you 3 pointers. The creatures below treat the ceilings as they would a floor. The dark is their tool. Let the light be yours. And remember that the winds still draw through those dark places.
I don't want to go to the cave. I like it above ground.
Charlie will not like it at all.
No. This will be amazing.
You're a dragon. You'll be all right in a cave.
Right, so the other woman is now looking at you where you've torn her paper in half. And she says, I can see that you are doing business of some sort.
Yes, we are.
What may I do for you?
Good lady. I was wondering whether you could also offer your...
I've heard your tale. I've been listening. My hearing is excellent, unlike dear Hugh. Now, I see that you have prowess of sorts, but your faces look troubled, shall we say. What monsters hide behind your eyes?
Do we tell her that of some of the plight we have suffered, or do we
Play your character. What do you think she would believe?
I think
She twists
well,
the ring that's on her finger.
Sorry?
She has a ring on her finger and she twists it. Has a small jewel in it.
Can I do... Well, I got a... Hang on.
Toby, you were told away.
Toby, go away. Go on bed. Go on.
He's being a pig. Away.
Come on, Chublord. Good boy.
Barrel on legs.
I'm going to do an insight check and find out about more about this woman and her ring.
Okay.
16.
So,
16.
16. You're closer now and you can see these animal traits to her. And as she grins, you see parts of those places become more pronounced when she seems agitated or is expressing emotion. She seems very calm and collected, but she's not afraid to show her animal nature.
Okay. Can I use an animal handling on her?
So she's a person, not an animal.
She's not an animal. I thought she's part animal, part person. That's what I asked.
Yeah, she's more intelligent than your standard beast.
Okay.
Leaving.
Okay.
What about? You child.
So Invader's in quote.
I know. That's. What about? She said we're troubled by.
She just says you look troubled, and what demons behind what monsters do you hide behind those determined faces?
I think we tell her some of our. Do we tell her of our plight? No, we had to hide our true nature when we were coming into the fort, didn't we?
Yeah.
You can tell
Wait.
her quietly.
I'm an army man. Well, soldier.
Yeah, you're a soldier.
So why can't I? So shall I say that? What do you think? I don't know.
I think we tell her about our quietly, like those two hearing. Tell her of our plight within. We were captured and sold as slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sort of play to her good nature.
We don't know if she has a good nature.
No, she's just in calm.
Just in calm and just in
Okay, so
intelligent.
you're gonna do that quietly to them.
Yes.
Okay, who's gonna tell them that story?
So
I think it should be me.
A stealth check, then, I guess,
Mm.
to see if you can say it quietly that the other guys heard. Hune probably won't hear because he's still shouting.
20.
Yeah, so you're telling her very quietly what?
Madam, we have suffered. All three of us were brought together as travellers when we were wrongly captured and sold as slaves. We managed, through our wit, our intelligence, and our strength, to take on the slave traders and overthrow them on their own boat. And now we are so grateful to have our freedom again, but we need to find our path, and I think we should repay the gods. We should repay the gods for their help in getting our freedom by helping others on our travels, and that's why we have decided we would like to help your town after they have been so kind in healing dear Charles.
She fiddles with her ring. I see that what you speak is true. I also know that you may not be telling me everything. But it would explain the dark look around your faces. Very well. I will not be outshone by the Blotsworth. I will match his gold to you. Upon return, you shall receive 25 apiece from myself. you've kind of successfully completed that room. The guards are still standing near you, Gillian, looking wary because you were able to slip their grip. What do you?
We thank them for their time, and I put my hand round sort of part of the hip of Gillian. Obviously, I'm a lot smaller, so I can't reach up on my shoulder.
Yeah, you're kind of round his waist. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Gillian. I think we've held up enough of the time of these good folk. I think it's time to go, and I drag Gillian away.
She tilts her head and nods. Blotsworth is just still shouting at a different menial this time, who is even more looking afraid and scared. And the drow's gone back to his docket and doesn't say a thing to you as you leave.
Okay.
Okay. So now you're back outside.
So now we have to go back to the mayor.
Yeah. You need to go and tell him how much they were offering you.
Yeah, which is 65 each.
I don't think we should accept the mayor's offer.
65 plus 5%, yeah?
65 plus 65 plus 5% on the 65. So he's going to double your money immediately and then add 5% on top of the 60. Yeah, so.
That's 5% of 65. I'm going to just check.
You're doubling your money for just saying that it was his idea.
Yeah, but I don't.
I should check your contract. You need to check your contract.
Yeah, I think we go back to him and see what the hell the contract says.
Okay, so you're doing that?
Yeah.
You go back, you meet the mayor, you meet your secretary. You don't actually meet the mayor, you meet your secretary. The mayor's in his office and he's in a meeting right now. But she hands you the contract and you look it over. Can you make wisdom checks? Everybody's got a contract. A copy, so what was yours?
I've lost my thing.
15.
15. Okay.
Okay, hang on, so I've lost my wisdom thing.
Is that with your plus?
Yeah.
Okay. I've pressed the wrong button. Oh, mine's just rolling any dice. I'm really where is wisdom? With just straightforward wisdom on your front page.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you looking at?
17.
Charlie got a 21, so he reads over and everything seems airtight. There doesn't seem to be anything other than what you had agreed on, just that you must give him the credit for sending you on the mission.
I don't want to.
Why not?
The contract is fully the contract seems fully legal and legitimate. It just needs our signatures upon the bottom to agree that it says if we give anybody else the credit, including ourselves or the church, we do not receive any payment from the mayoral office. We don't get the 5%. If we just say that it was his idea, basically, we will double our money and get 5% on top.
Well, I don't want to because I don't want to give him the credit. I was never keen on that idea in the first place. The contract does sound good, and we would get a lot of money each.
Yeah.
We'd get 133.25.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Just think, Sariel. You had the reward waiting for you. I believe you had something in a letter. And
Oh God, what was that about the letter? Dungeon Master, can you remind me of what the letter said, please?
yeah, the letter was an offer of reward from the King of Sorfell. That
For doing what?
a payment basically for a job done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's in the southern continent, and it would be it's a long way away.
Okay, so the money would help getting down to that southern continent.
Yes, booking
Right.
passage of some sort on a ship, maybe, or
Mm-hmm.
being able to sail your own ship there, or something like that.
Okay. All right. If Charles and Kieran are agreed that we should sign this contract, then let's do it.
Yeah, Charles agrees.
Yeah.
Killian, do you agree?
Yeah.
So you sign it. He doesn't ask for you to sign it in blood or anything like that. It's just a normal contract, and you file the paperwork and take your copy.
Mm-hmm.
So is that it? Are we done?
You're done in town.
Oh. Where have we got to go now?
Now we've got to go. We've got to head north up the river and see about going underneath to find out about this. To go into the cave dwellers area.
Okay.
Okay.
So I suggest we travel north.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a quick break.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I pause the recording?
Come here.
Hold on, sorry. Oh, okay, it's there. Right, we're gonna pause. And we're back in the room. Hello. Right, so you'd left the mayor's office with contract signed. You've got a guarantee of 65 from the merchant. Whether you fulfill your side of the contract is up to you when you return, obviously. He hasn't given any other penalty other than you not receiving the funds. What do you do?
I think we head north to try and find this underworld.
My dear fellow, ma'am, I don't believe you mean north. This map is orientated. The map's orientated in a different direction. So north is actually. Can I get my mouse over here? This is north, going up this way. This is west, westerly. Sorry, I haven't got the key on.
We'll head west then.
So yeah, you're following the river.
Yeah, we'll follow the river up.
So you
away
follow.
from the sea.
You begin following the river up the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the banks are it's a very particulate filled river. The waters are clean as much as you can tell, but there's a great amount of stone and powder that's flowing down it. It doesn't look polluted, just filled with particulate dust and gravel and grit and all kinds of stuff as it flows downstream. And then every so now and then you see bits of pumice stone and things that are floating on the top, bobbing down the river.
Okay.
And that's floated by you. And as you proceed up the hill, if you remember from the when you met the town, there is a small woodland area, and the river flows just inside it, not far from where you are. So there's a few trees on your side of the river as you're going up, as you're heading up you're on the north side of the river as you're traveling up, because you traveled from the side of the mayoral office and the guilds, the guild's office, and you find yourself moving up mountain.
Right.
What do you do?
Do we have a new map?
You don't have a map yet?
William?
Sorry, I'm lost as to where we are.
So you've left the village, you're walking up the north side of the river. This way you come to a small copse of trees. That was outside, and that kind of, the stream skirts the edges of it. There's a few trees your side, but mostly the forest is on the other side of the river.
So
Come on, lay down.
If we're because we're following the river, aren't we?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So do we keep on our? Is there a way to cross over?
There's not a way to cross over. That's
Right.
obvious.
So we keep on our side then. Yeah.
Yeah.
And follow the river up. Because if we can't see a way to cross over, is there a point in crossing over to the forest, or is it just to investigate the forest? Or are we meant to cross over to the forest?
Make a perception.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you're going off my thing. That's a challenge of a dungeon master.
I know. I don't
You
want
can make
to.
yourself as many side quests as you like.
I don't want to ruin your
Not
thing.
ruining my thing at all.
4.
4. You don't see anything of interest in the forest right now at all?
Can I do a perception check?
Yeah?
Did you just eat a tuft of your own fur? He needs to sneeze, but he won't.
Oh.
What did you get? No.
Perception. No. 15.
15. Okay. So you realise that where you're looking is you're looking into like a small forest, like copse.
Mm-hmm.
It does spread out quite a way round the sort of what looks to be the corner, because you're gradually going uphill towards a mountain peak, a mountain range that trails off to the north, but to your right as you're looking at it. That's the mountain range that you kind of sailed down the side of when you were sailing down, and that goes out to the little beaches and then to the spikier rocks further up the eastern coast of the continent that you're on. You see that the silt is flowing through the forest. It's not flowing from the forest.
Right, so it's not coming from the forest. So we need to go around it.
Yeah, you're only in a few trees. Like you're not in the forest at all. You're just like on the far bank. There's a few trees that have managed to drop a couple of seeds the far side. It doesn't look like it's going to impede you in any way in your travel, just staying on this side of the riverbank.
So we just stay on this side and just follow it up, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't think the silt is coming from the forest. We think it's coming from elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. You travel for. You're traveling for about a day, and you're traveling up the hill further and further, and your journey is pretty uneventful. There's a few, folks that are tending to a small herd of goats as you're climbing up hill goats, and there's the sounds of wildlife around you in the kind of lowland grass plains that are gradually turning to more rocky materials as you move up higher, and there's birds circling up in the sky hunting for voles and other small predators that will be hiding amongst the rocks and the scrubland as you go higher. It's beginning to become night, so at this point in the day it would be good to set camp.
Okay.
Okay.
So I need you to decide who's going to go on first watch.
I think that will be
Me.
you. Yep.
Yeah, and then you're going to do the trance. Is that right, Sariel? Because you do your trance sleep. You don't sleep the full 8
Oh yeah,
hours.
yeah. I'm gonna do my trance sleep.
Yeah, cool. So, Killian, you, I'm going to need. Who's got the best survival deck?
I have a look.
Mine's only +1.
Oh, yeah, Charlie's going to do it then.
Survival. Oh, I think.
19.
Charlie managed to. Charlie got a 19, so he manages to scurry up some shelter from your packs, and he cooks a fine meal for you all with the rations that you have.
Thanks, Charlie.
and the kit that he has. You looked quite at home at the fire there, just tending it and staring into its depths. Charles is contemplative for once, and he's not being very very out there as he normally is. As he stares into the flames and cooks you food, and then we go to the first watch. And the night's quiet. You hear sounds of crickets and beetles and bugs twittering around you. And sometime into the night, Sariel wakes up and takes over, and you lay your head. And because you've had a long rest, you heal.
Yay!
And you've been well fed, and everybody is full back to all spells and ready to go on in the morning. The camp's tidied up and packed away. You put your fire out, or Charlie does, because he's in charge of that, because he's been cooking and tending the fire in the night. And you move your way up the hill.
Okay.
Make perception checks, everybody.
23.
23. So Sariel, Sariel and Charlie both notice, and we grab you. Hey, look there! And as the river kind of goes up into a turn to go higher up into what looks to be a small sort of ravine, there is a great split in the rock, and you see a fault line that travels down from far up the mountain and comes down towards you, and it opens up in this space in the river where there are rocks that have been strewn out into the river, and the water flows over it, and it looks about sort of slightly wider than a person at this level. Then the rocks kind of go in at the top of a waterfall, a place where the water drops off. Then further down, that crack spreads out wider, and from the bottom of that crack you see it thick with this white water coming out that's obviously filled with the soot.
So I think we need to go in that direction. Can we fit through the gap?
Yeah, it's the size of a human.
Can we all fit through the gap?
Size of a person, you could fit easily.
Okay. Yeah, just
Just checking it was Gillian shaped, so Gillian can come through and didn't have to wait outside.
yeah.
Okay, so we're going to head through the gap.
Crossing the stream. So I want you to make dexterity check, please. Either dex or dex acrobatics. Yeah, so
9.
9.
19.
Okay. Sariel, as you're stepping, a slightly mossy stone trips you, and you stumble off this ledge of the waterfall. Make a dex check, Killian.
10.
Charlie's gonna make a go. No. So you fall down the waterfall.
Sorry.
Into the water below. The pressure of the waterfall is pushing you away, and you're nearly at where the white water is. What do you do?
Go back and get off.
Charlie is going to
Can I do a dexterity check or a strength check to try and get out of the water myself?
Yeah, go for it. Make a strength or acrobatics if you want. Athletics if you want, because you're swimming against the...
Yeah, I think that's higher. Oh no. Athletics.
Oh no.
What was it?
3.
3. You don't. The current's still taking you along. Charlie's going to try and hold on. He's going to.
Oh, it was 4 because I get +1, but yeah, it's 4.
Charlie gets a length of rope, swings it round as if he's going to try and lasso you, and wraps it round his own face. So he was gradually getting swept down the stream. Are you going to do anything, Gillian?
Get in, you're going to get me out of the water.
Run.
Yeah, okay, so
Back.
that's double your move. Yeah, so you can catch up to level to her on the bank.
And then try and like hike her out.
Yeah, what are you going to reach her with? She's in the flow.
Athletics or dexterity?
I'd say you could probably use your quarterstaff with a strength check to try and put it in the flow of the water. You can either make it as an attack roll or as just a strength check. I think the attack roll will be better because you get a +4.
Wait a minute. I've got a water thingy.
Water thingy. You've
A
got
water
shape
spell.
water. You've got shape water. Let's see if what Killian does.
Yes.
It's Killian's turn. Make it like an attack roll, like you're gonna.
Okay.
Oh, my spell.
Right, so what is it? It's a
It's quarterstaff.
+4 on this.
I think it's +4.
So 10.
10. Your stick gets swept around. Doesn't get her. She gets swept.
I'm
by
going to
her.
shape water.
Go on then. You cast shape water. What do you do?
And I part the water,
Yeah.
punch my hand, and I find a root that's coming through into the river, the side of the riverbank, and
Yeah.
I grab out for it,
Yeah.
and I pull myself up onto the riverbank.
You do it straight away. That's wicked. Brilliant. Yeah, that was really cool. No trouble at all. Because you've parted the water, a route is very clear to see. You grab onto that. Your elf vision allows you to do that, and you manage to pull yourself out of the water, soaking wet but alive. And I'll say that the fall only did you 2 points.
2 points to my health, okay.
I was going to tot it all up at the end if you started getting swept under, but you didn't. Okay, so you're going to cross the bridge this time, and you're far more careful, and you make it across into the cave, into the crevasse, and you're first greeted with a very wide, open cavern that goes up into darkness. And you've got dark vision, right? How
Yeah.
long does your dark vision go?
60 foot.
60 feet. So about 40 to 50 feet away, you notice some other shape that doesn't look natural formed. It doesn't look like a stalagmite or part of this geological shift. It looks brick shaped, like a doorway maybe.
Right, can I do an investigation roll, please?
You'd have to go and touch that to go and do that.
Or can I go and touch it first then?
So you're just walking across the room. You've got 40 feet to go.
I can see where I'm going, can't I? Because I've got my dark vision.
You can see where you're going.
So yeah.
Okay. As you do so, what are you doing, Killian?
Killian, just stay there a minute. I'm just going to go and find out what that thing is over there. I'm going to try and investigate what that thing is in there. I know you can't see very well. Killian, you've got a torch.
I was going to say, I've got torches.
You
You want to
like
put your torch on then?
Yeah. Light a torch.
You like a torch?
Yeah.
You hear a scuttling?
We've entered the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So I hold the torch up. Creatures use ceiling as you would floors.
Yeah, so we are looking up all the time.
You see immediately webs,
Right.
and
Oh,
you
that's-
see four
Spiders.
forms, possibly something else that's up there. Just some, like, you hear scuttling and there's webs.
We think there might be spiders.
Yeah.
So, spiders aren't necessarily a bad thing. They could be a nice thing.
Make a nature check.
My phone keeps going off. Nature. $15.
You know that spiders generally aren't nice.
Right, like piranhas. Right, okay. Okay, so we need to go through here, but we need to keep an eye on the ceiling for the spiders. Can we do an animal handling?
Huh?
Would
You've
an
got-
animal handling work?
they're probably too far away to handle right now. They're up on
Right,
the
okay.
ceiling, which is travels quite a way away.
Are we meeting arachnids?
Huh?
Are we meeting arachnids?
I don't know.
I really like them.
If you like them, you can search them out. You can search them out with your torch, can't you?
They have, one of them definitely has been alerted to your presence when you lit the torch.
Because we had scuttling.
Yeah.
Okay, so they know we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of them knows you're here.
One of them knows we're here. Okay, and if the ceiling is covered in webs,
Well, you can see the traces of webs crossing the ceiling, and some wrapped up. Well, actually, Sariel can see that. You can see a few that you can see around you.
in the light from
You
the
don't.
torch.
Yeah, you don't.
Right.
You don't see the immensity that Sariel can see. Sariel can see far further up into the stalagmites are hanging down,
Mhm.
and there are cocooned bodies of various creatures up there.
Okay, so we need to.
And these spiders are big.
Yay! Sorry. So we need to not touch the webs if we can help it.
I think they're gonna attack us regardless. If there's that many bodies up there, do we not make the attack before we are attacked?
No. Because yes, one of them is alerted to the fact that has been alerted to the fact that we're there when I lit the torch.
Mm.
But
What do you see, Elf?
I see lots of wrapped up bodies above our heads, wrapped and cocooned in webs. I'm frightened. I don't want that to be us next. I think we attack before they attack us.
You wish to fight these creatures? Maybe there is a different tact where we could avoid conflict altogether. They don't. Are they approaching us, Sariel?
No.
and the thing is, we can't see them. So me and Charles will just be attacking into darkness. We can't see anything
You
apart
can
from
see
what is lit.
about 10 feet around you. The light reaches out to 10 feet.
Yeah.
around you.
And if you can't see them right now,
Sariel can. She's got.
Sariel can't see the spiders though, can she? At the moment.
Sariel can see the spiders moving up there. Yeah.
Ah.
All right.
You can see the one
You
that's-
didn't see that. You didn't say that.
Yeah, she
one,
can
sorry.
see. She can see 4 spiders. I said she can see
Oh.
four spiders, and one of them is moved up the wall when the flame are lit. Because at that, you both did that at the same time. You lit the torch and looked up, and that made her look up.
Okay. So
Right.
we can't see them. You saw it move. Like you're able to see them.
Mhm.
They know that we're there, and they're still not attacking us.
Well, one of them knows you. You think,
Yeah.
Sarah, you suspect that one of them is alerted to your presence.
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying. If we don't touch the webs, they won't know exactly where we are. They'll be less likely to attack because we're not harming them in any way.
You think we should sneak past them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do we need to go through the webs in order to get to the bit where the stone?
There are strands that come down. There are no thick webs covering the passage between you and your. If that is your destination, there are a few strands that are like gossamer threads that move across.
So we can just try and avoid them.
So could we? Would we be able to fit through the entrance with a stone entrance without catching those threads?
It's possible. What do you want to roll?
Dexterity, please.
Or a stealth? That's the other option you could do.
Or self, yeah.
Either
Okay.
way,
I would just
the rolls
find out
can
which
be
one's
shit for me.
Why? You've got minuses.
+2.
No, just nothing.
I'm gonna just see what my dexterity is. I'll see which one's better.
I'm not going to do stealth because I know Charlie's got he's got terrible stealth. He's actually got disadvantage for stealth.
I've lost my first page.
I saw.
Oh, no, I've lost my thing completely. Alright.
See, okay,
Yeah.
it's getting quite late. So
What you
I'm
rolling?
gonna do a dexterity.
Okay, go on. To see if you're dexterous enough to weave through it.
9.
Okay. 3 of the spiders start proceeding down the walls towards you, but obviously we can't see them. Sario, you can.
I'm gonna, guys. The 3 of the spiders will notice us now. We need to get through here quite quickly. Can I do a what's it called? Acrobatic one.
Okay, athletics you want to do. So everybody do athletics.
Yeah.
So you're telling us to run, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. 11 plus.
15.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, you do it.
15.
Charlie's all puffed out. He's really struggling.
Oh.
And one of the...
We grab him and to help him. We just
Okay,
run with him behind us.
I was going to say, I can hoik him up over my shoulder.
A strength with an assist. So you roll 2 strength checks and take the highest.
18. 11. So 18.
18 against Charles's weight, which is... yeah, 18. Yeah, you do it. So you kind of half scoop him up and run him along the floor. The 3 spiders drop down and start scuttling along the ground behind you now, and you are just about at the doorway of the stone that you saw that didn't look like real stone, like natural stone. That looked like a doorway of some sort. And you see that it is a man-made corridor inside this cave.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Okay, if they're scurrying up behind us, I've still got the torch.
Yeah.
He said to use light to our advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So, am I at the back or is Sariel at the back? As we're running.
Sariel was running first, I imagine, in
Okay.
this situation.
So-
she kind of went, "Run, guys!" and you kind of scooped Charlie up.
Because he's pathetic. So I can, if I'm at the back, then I can turn round
Yeah.
and kind of hold the torch at the floor.
Wave the
And
torch
kinda-
at them.
Yeah, kind of like, it's so Lord of the Rings, but like waft the torch so the light is like spreading
Yeah.
Yeah.
like this, because then it's like the spider scuttled away when I lit the torch initially, so the light was like it ran away from the light. So if I do that
Yeah.
behind me, then you know that, and I can like do that as I'm backing away to the
Yeah.
doorway.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. So there's. So you're wafting the flame at them. They rear back on their haunches at first,
Mm-hmm.
and then.
Are you trying to do now?
No,
I can see
Okay.
the cogs going.
then Charles says, "I might be able to help you, that dear boy," and he casts Sacred Flame,
Mm-hmm.
and flames burst from his flames shoot from his descend. Flames come down from seemingly like the roof of the cavern, and the target and one of the spiders bursts into flames and is starting to burn. The other two leap out of the way, but the webs start burning
Right.
around them. So one of them is kind of put off. It's like screeching. The other two are still coming for you. They're not quite in
And
range.
one of them's burnt.
One of them's burning.
Okay. I have 1 second. I'm not too sure how to do this. So let's see.
I've got create a bonfire.
Ah,
I was just thinking along the same lines. 1 second, because I have.
Can you give me just 2 seconds? I've got a meowing cat.
yeah, cool. Go on. Yeah, is it a cantrip? Yeah, you can cast that as many times as you like. Blast it.
That's what I was thinking.
So you're going to go for one of the ones that's near you, or is it a cone or is it a direct? Is it a bolt? Does it say? Fire bolt. That's one target. Yeah, one target.
You have a motor fire at a creature or object within range.
Yeah, go on. So you do your attack roll. I think on that one. I think you have to make a ranged spell attack. So yeah, go for it. Tell me what you get.
17.
17. You hit.
Okay, and then damage.
Nine damage. Wicked. So was that one of the new ones or one that was burning?
One of the new ones.
One of the new ones. He doesn't catch on fire.
What the hell does that mean?
He takes the damage, but rears back, but he doesn't catch on fire.
Okay.
Okay. Sarah's go. But she's got to deal with meow kit.
Meow cat.
Meow kit. Meow meow kit. And kit. And meow.
And cat.
And cat will meow for food. Meow.
Will meow. Will meow darn to you. Human, let's
Will
meow.
meow for food. will continue to meow for food.
Well, we'll continue to meow to
We'll
get
never stop.
attention.
Yeah.
Meow.
Yeah.
Just realised this whole thing's getting recorded.
Yeah, this is going to be on the internet forever.
I know. Meow. Well, meow to get attention.
Yeah.
I am a cat. I am meow. I am get attention. I am meow.
Did you do a cantrip?
Sorry?
Did you do a cantrip?
Yeah, you're going to cast which one? Yeah, she did a cantrip. She cast Firebolt on one of the spiders. It didn't catch a fire, but it took some damage.
Okay. I'm going to do my cantrip of bonfire.
Okay. And you're
I'm
going
going
to
to
cast
create a
that.
bonfire underneath one of the spiders.
Are you going to put it on one of the spiders? Are you blocking the passageway so that they can't get us? What are you going to do?
I'm going to create a bonfire strip so they can't get to us. So it's like a line of fire behind us.
Okay, cool.
We can go forward, but they
Yeah.
can't get us.
All right. What's the DC on it?
I don't know if she can do that or not with create a bonfire.
I think it creates a cube.
I think it's only a 5-foot cube.
Can you just check the spell?
5-foot cube, yeah, you're right.
A 5-foot cube would block the doorway if you wish to cast it in the doorway.
Are we going that way?
Like you've tucked yourself in the doorway, they're coming up behind you, so you can cast it in the cave side of the doorway, kind of thing.
So yeah, so we could go through the doorway, but they'd be stuck behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the saving throw on it, Lou? That they have to make? It's something like a dex something.
Dex 13.
Dex of 13. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. Can you roll the damage for it as well then, Lee? How many damage does he take?
So which do I roll for?
It should say in your spell detail, like after create bonfire, it should have like a little roll thing. Have a damage thing next to it.
1d8. Is that what I do?
Yeah, that's it. That sounds about right. So you either click that or you can, it might have a place to roll it on the actions page. I'm not sure.
Four.
4. Okay, cool. And then, oh yeah. So the other one, and he did that. So one of the spiders was in mid-run as you created that bonfire. It erupts in front of him, and he gets burnt by it, and he's on fire. So that one kind of retreats. There's only one still at the bonfire, screeching away. How long does your bonfire spell last for, Lee?
So many questions. I don't know the answer.
Sorry, I haven't got it on my phone.
Hello, look.
I don't have it as a cantrip.
I only know that she couldn't do that because I've got it on my other
Do it
player.
as a line, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it on my other character, not on this one.
Concentration up to a minute.
Okay. So you've got a minute's protection from the spider. That's the other side. What do you do?
Turn and run.
Run, 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 run.
Run! Run! Forest, run!
You run into this cave, this man-made tunnel, and as you go deeper, as you turn away your concentration, the flames slowly subside, and the spider starts stalking in behind you, but quite tentatively.
Mm.
And then you hear it stop slowly moving.
Mm.
Its mandibles twitch, and then it kind of tucks its way back out of the tunnel.
So it's not. It's a bit frightened. It doesn't want to go any further.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do I do? We need to do an intelligence. No, perception check. Find out why it's acting
You
like that.
still need your go.
Well, I'm not. We're not in combat, so we're in.
Bear with me a second.
Oh, it's you, Popeye. I could hear a noise and I was like, what is that? Then realised it was Popeye.
We're in the beginning of the tunnel.
Oh no.
Come on, Liz, come up with us. Come up in. Come up in.
And your light guides you about that much.
Okay. What, my light? My torch?
That's as far as your light reaches, yeah.
Ah, put it there.
Bumble's having a moment.
Oh,
Oh.
bummer. So yeah, you're in this little cave. You see passageway in front that's wide, a thin passageway off to the left. Where do you wish to go?
Do you want to go left or straight ahead, Gillian? Or do we do a perception check to see if we can find out a bit more?
You're going to be the best at perception. It's very dark in this cave.
I'll do a perception check then, so
I'll let you make perception with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Which way are you looking?
Down the left way, because I can't see a lot of that at the moment.
The passageway to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you look to the left and you see a corridor that extends for about.
She hasn't done a perception check yet.
I've rolled 18.
Yeah, so you see a corridor, and about halfway down the corridor, as far as you can see, so about 30 feet down the corridor with the 18, you can make out a set of heavy doors on the right-hand side of the corridor.
All right.
No, it's all right. No, because you're going to pull everything. It's fine. I could see some colours out the corner of my eye, and I was like, I'm not going to see that. So I was being good.
Can I also look up the straight ahead?
Yeah, you can see a corridor that extends for about 20 feet and then veers to the right. Not a 90 degree, kind of like swerves a little bit diagonally.
I'm quite intrigued about going through those doors. Don't know about you, Gillian.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We
go through those doors? Charles, what do you want to do?
Charlie's going to roll for it because that was kind of like. He agrees with you guys and he's going to go with you. Okay, so you proceed down the corridor. What's your travel, guys? You're 30 feet, are you? Your walking speed?
Cool. How do I know that?
Top.
Oh, yeah, 30 feet.
30 feet. Charlie's lagging behind. So you
not
guys are at the
What's Charlie's?
15 because he's got heavy armour. It's heavily armoured, is Charlie. If he takes his armour off, he can bloody fly down the corridor.
Literally.
Yeah, he can. So you get to the doors first, and you can see two heavy doors. Your light's blowing it, and you now, Sariel, can see further down the corridor, and you notice that it ends quite abruptly. But you notice that. Can you make another perception roll for me?
20.
Oh yeah. Then you see also that the corridor is clear of most of everything really. There's no debris on the floor or anything like that. but there is a single wooden door on the right-hand side further down the corridor.
I don't
which
understand this.
Which side was the big double doors?
They're both on the, as you've turned left, they are on the right-hand side of you. You're standing at the first set, which is a double set. The further one along is a single one.
Single or double? Single or double? I'd be tempted to go through the smaller one because I think that would be like the tradesman's entrance. And maybe less guarded. What do you think, Gillian?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie's agreed with you so far. So you're proceeding down the corridor. You're now quite a way ahead of Charlie. So Charlie lights a torch. He's got a torch burning as he walks down the corridor. So it takes a couple of turns. Are you going to go through the door without Charlie, or are you going to wait for Charles to turn up?
Maybe Charlie to catch up.
Yeah, wait for him.
Okay. So you're at the door. What do you do?
Try and
So
open.
if Charlie's caught up with us, then we tentatively try to push the door open.
The door is stiff. Can you give us a strength check? Killian, maybe?
11.
The door opens with a good shove.
Cool.
Are you going to step through?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
step through and you come across, your torch lights up. Let me show you again. So you've gone down this corridor.
We're going down that way.
Sorry, I should have been revealing this as you went.
That's very clever.
Do you like it? I thought this way of doing it. So this is the double doors that you saw.
Oh, Bean, what's that?
Are you scared, Jeannie?
Huh? No, it was talking to Bumble.
Bumble, sorry.
So you've come through this door here,
Mhm.
and you are greeted with
Another corridor.
Another room.
no. You see more than a room.
Is that a swimming pool?
It's not perfect. It's quite good.
A waterfall.
Ooh.
Ah. Okay.
With my supervision, can I see down that tube?
Sorry?
With my dark vision, can I see down the tube?
You can't, that's above your head height from where you are.
Right.
But you believe that if you sat on the lip of the thing, or stood on the lip of the thing, or...
It's really bizarre because on your screen you can see that as well.
Oh, what?
On this, through
Oh,
this
you can
camera.
see this, yeah.
It's really bizarre.
Can we go over to that, and I want to do a what's it called? Intelligence check?
Sorry?
What's the one where you sort of investigate? Oh yeah, investigation check.
You can just do an investigation. Or what are you investigating for?
I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's on the pool or on the tube of the water that's coming out that we haven't noticed before.
You look into the pool. The water here is clear.
Okay.
Very
Okay, got
clear.
17.
The water here is very clear. The water flowing out of the tube is clean,
Mm-hmm.
and the air smells ionized and fresh.
Unlike the water that was coming in out of the.
Yeah. What was that?
So we just kick in the box.
Okay.
Hmm. We're fine, come here. Hmm. Hmm. Sit with me.
The room smells damp, but it's clean.
Okay.
Um.
Can I do? It's. I've had loads of goes. Gillian, you've got to do something.
Yeah, what are you doing, Killian?
Think. So the water's clean.
The water appears clean, yeah.
Do you want to have a drink?
Is that all we can see in that room?
Yeah.
What's the edge of the wall there?
Looking up here?
No.
This
No.
side?
Over the other side.
This side?
Yeah. What's down there?
What's down that way? It appears to be another corridor extending off to the left.
Okay. I start heading down there.
You walk down that way
Yeah.
without the party?
Well, do you guys want to come with me?
Yeah, let's go with you.
Okay. So you walk down there and it comes to a walking down and you come to a junction that is, well, I've just moved it out of the shot. You come to what appears to be a right-hand turn.
We can't go any further that way, so we've got to go right.
Yeah, we have to go
Just
up.
carry on going right.
Yeah.
So you're going to take the right and walk up the corridor?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Anybody wanting to make any checks or anything as you're going up here?
Perception.
Perception.
Go on then, both of you do a perception. 10 plus
11.
11. You see nothing of interest.
19.
The corridor looks clean and the stones are smooth. You know this place is old, but you see very little dust.
Right, so it's being maintained.
Hmm.
It's being maintained because they've got fresh, clean water. They've obviously got a filtration system of some description somewhere.
Are you carrying on up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it veers to the right. And you
Keep
come-
going.
Okay.
I get the sense we're going to fight something in a minute.
You come to another door.
Well, we can't go backwards. We might as well go through the door. We
Yeah.
need to check the strength check. Gillian, do you want to do a strength check to the door?
12.
So I do a strength check.
The door opens, no problem. It wasn't even
Okay.
stacked for this one.
Oh, okay, cool. So we go through it.
You go through. Okay. You are greeted with a room that is slightly better lit. You see that to your right, back where you came, there is another door. And there is a room of these dimensions with light coming from above, but not with any visible source. It just seems to be glowing this room. And across the room there are two double doors.
Okay.
So we're in a room, it's lit up. There's nothing in the room apart from double doors.
And a door next to the one that we came through.
I'll allow you to make perception checks. I'm going to make a wisdom check.
18.
You notice that the floor is not, the tiles are not all the same. You notice that there are slight indentations in the tiles, the second tile in from where you're standing, and you're standing on this, sorry, it doesn't really help. You're standing on this tile.
I've done a perception check as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 19, so what can I see?
You see that the tile here and the tile here have indentations in them.
Right, I suggest we avoid those tiles. I think something's gonna could possibly come out and indentate those tiles like a big knife. Like a big swinging knife.
Indentation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like you can see it's got like a, yeah, like some sort of like a chalice, like a bowl.
Yeah.
Shape possibly in it.
Okay. Oh God.
Yeah.
But if that's the low points of the swing, then we've got to avoid those two tiles.
Okay, so which way do you wish to proceed through the room?
I suggest we proceed. So we bear on the right hand side, and we move down the tiles on the right hand side only, away from those two where there's indentations in.
Okay, so is that where you're going?
Counterclockwise.
You're proceeding counterclockwise. Sarah, are you going first?
Yeah, can I do a wisdom check first?
Well, you can't really sense anything more than the room, really. You can only use what you've perceived. And your wisdom is what you've just kind of deduced. So.
Right, so we won't learn anything new anyway.
So you proceed and you're stepping up this side of the room?
Yeah.
Okay, you step on this tile and a spike comes up through the ground and you take 3 damage and you are knocked backwards.
Okay.
And then as you look down, you see the spike retreat into the ground and it's that similar indentation.
I thought the indentations were only on the...
You didn't roll a 20, so you couldn't see all of the indentations.
Oh.
But you also noticed the one immediately in front of you. When you stepped on the one immediately in front of you, this one, this one has the indentations.
So,
what if I?
Where are they? Are they? So they're where your cross is now. Then 2 ahead of that cross.
One there.
And then
one
on
there,
either.
And one there.
Right. So the path in between them looks clear at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. If we're stood on that tile, go diagonally right, diagonally left.
Yeah.
What?
Diagonally right.
Is this you killing?
Yeah.
Spike comes up. 4 damage.
Are you kidding me? So where do I go back to?
Where
You
where
go
did
back
she
to where
get
you were.
spiked? Where did she get spiked?
This one. Killian's now where the cross is.
Is it possible? I don't know whether it's possible for you to do. Is it possible for you to put a little black blob where the spikes are where they were?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You've got to take away black stuff on if you have black stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the
That
one
one?
you saw ahead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Killian is currently here and not spiked.
So that's the square where we start on.
And
1, 2.
Sariel is
Where
on
am I?
this
Down
one,
there.
and Charlie is here.
So with that, 1, 2. Can I take a step?
You went this way. And that's where you
Yeah.
got spiked.
Can I take a step left?
Yep, you're okay.
I'm okay. And a step forward
You're okay.
and a step diagonally right.
You're next to the doors.
Woo! So I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You took. So you're going to tell the other guys
Yeah.
which way to go?
So from where Charlie is, or actually from where you are, go diagonally left,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
diagonally left again,
Yeah. Diagonally left again.
then yeah, you can go then diagonally left again,
Yeah. That mean you're
And
here.
then
and
diagonally
then
right.
diagonally right, and you're on the same square as me.
Yeah.
So I had
So
to draw it
Charles-
out there.
Yeah. So, that's why I needed him to put the blobs in. So I was losing track of where the blobs were. Charles needs to go diagonally right,
Yeah,
diagonally left,
yeah,
diagonally left, diagonally right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're both you're all at the doors, and you're set ready to go at the doors. What do you wish to do?
Try and open the door.
Okay, the door is very tough. It might be easy.
I think you might need to do a strength check. Gillian.
I have a crowbar.
Okay.
Will that help?
Yeah, you can make a check with the crowbar with the advantage. I'd say with your crowbar. Make it like an unarmed attack on the door if you want to. So that's the other way to do 5 plus whatever your unarmed attack bonus would be.
4, so 9.
9, not quite.
Do you want me to help?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to roll it twice because I said advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
7 plus 4, 11.
Yeah, the door cracks. The lock seems to break with that. What do you do now? The lock's broken.
Push it open and go through.
You step inside, an immense heat hits you. In the centre of the room,
Don't make it one of those magical fires again, Pete.
magical fires. What magical fires?
You know what I'm on about, the magical fires.
What magical fires? In the centre of the room, you see. I'm going to zoom out a bit for this one. You see a huge pit with what seems to be burning and burning and burning inside it. Immense heat, as if it was from the centre of the world.
So we've got like a little vault down to a volcano there.
And you see at the far side of the room, hold on, what appears to be a very short grey creature manhandling along the ground from a well-stacked pile of corpses, a body, dragging it across the ground, and it pulls it up and throws this corpse over the top into the pit. He's unaware of you right now. As the corpse falls in, there's a great whoosh of smoke and ash comes up, and you see that there is a vent that draws away that some of the smoke and dirt.
So this could be the cause of the extra ash that's coming down the river.
You take that as a fair guess. That you think that maybe now. Can you make a wisdom check?
Mm-hmm.
Straightforward wisdom on the first page.
Oh, I found it.
What's happening? Sorry, I had to go. I could hear the letter.
13.
Wisdom check.
What, me?
Yeah. Charlie just stands there looking perplexed.
20.
You realise, to your horror, that the amount of silt that has built up in the river is no natural deposit. You realise it is charred bone powder.
Awesome.
That's built up in the lake, in the river, flowing out from the bottom of this subterranean heat. They must wash out somewhere and drain down, and something must have, this creature must be the cause of it.
We need to stop this creature from doing this, basically. And then
He looks up and sees you. I want you to roll for initiative, please.
No, I'm going for a bath.
It's the last thing you got to do. And then we'll quit.
9.
Plus anything?
Where is initiative? I can't find it.
Top.
Oh.
Initiative?
21.
No, 9.
21.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm going to go run my bath.
yeah, go run it. He got 17. Okay, so Sariel, you go first.
Right, I'm attacking it, am I?
It's up to you what you do.
It has noticed this and I need to stop it. So I think I need to attack.
Dumping corpses in a body in a dark cave. You suspect that he might not be a very nice fellow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's very nice. I'm just having a look at my spells. Bear with me a second. I'm going to do a thunder wave on him.
Okay, cool. So what does that entail? What do you have to do? Does it just happen, thunder wave? I can't remember.
A wave of thunderous force sweeps out of you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube. So I need to. There's con 13.
He's got to make a con save.
Yeah, how do I do that?
I do that.
Okay.
Has it got an attack roll beside it when you cast it? Like a hit DC, sorry. Or does it just say con by it?
Con 13.
Okay, cool, that's fine. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. What damage does he take?
On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage.
Whoa! Yeah, roll them dice, Lee.
Go on, Lou.
No, that's not the right one. No. Oh, wait, I've done the wrong one, sorry.
It's like rolling d20s to kill him.
Shit.
Seven.
So, is that both d8s, yeah? 2 d8s?
That's 2d8, 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4? He takes 7, yeah?
Yeah. Do we get to know what the hit rate is on this animal, or do we just keep attacking it?
Hold on. I'm doing something weird on my phone. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So then it's Charlie's go. Charles is going to do. Charles is offended by this sacrilegious. There's no rites being performed, and the bodies are just being sort of dumped uncelebratorily into this burning pit. So he's going to cast. He's going to cast Inflict Wounds on this guy. We'll see if he gets him. Bloody not going to do it, is he? No, Charlie misses. So a poisonous-looking bolt shoots from his hand, and he the spell shocks off the side of the fire, kind of maybe diverted by it, and bounces off. And then it's his go. So he's going to go for you, Killian, because you attacked him first.
I didn't.
Sorry, no, for Sariel, sorry. And he's going to go for you. But he's got to run up to you. So he's going to charge towards you. And he's across the room at the moment. So he's going to go... He's dumping bodies in from this side. So he can... 5, 10...
Can I do an acrobatic and jump out the way?
25. If he runs, he can get close to you. So he runs up to you, but he can't actually quite attack you yet. You guys are standing here. You'll go Killian.
Breath weapon.
Okay, so he's standing right next to you. What does he have to make for your breath weapon? Something like a con save or something, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Oh, I'm never too sure when it comes to this. Breath weapon 10 con.
Con 10?
Yeah.
He makes it. He resists the acid that flies over his face.
Right. Half damage
Half
on
damage.
success.
Okay, so go on then. Roll for what half damage of your thing is.
6, so 3.
Takes 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then it's back to Sariel's go.
Right.
Oh, I've used my spell slot. Didn't I?
No, I'm not.
You just missed. It's a wicked spell. It's 2d10.
Mm.
I'm going to absorb elements, and I'm going to absorb the acid that we've just thrown.
I think that's only if it's cast on you, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
You can fire it back at them.
Oh, bollocks, I've come out completely now. Sorry, bear with me, I've come out of the screen.
That's all right.
I've just done the same.
You guys.
So I was like, oh, just put it down.
It's easy to come out, isn't it, on your phone?
It is. I always hit the back button on my phone instead of the back button on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So-
sorry, I didn't realise I had to touch him for that, so I couldn't have been done inflict wounds because he's not next to us.
So, what other clothes have I got?
He's right next to you now, so you can just bop him if you want.
Yeah, I'm just going to hit him.
Okay.
With my scimitar.
Yeah. So roll to hit.
Yeah, 13.
It clangs off of his stony body, and you don't hit him.
No.
Okay, Charlie's go.
He's right next to me, he's going to kick my arm.
Charlie's going to try and do the inflict wounds again. He's put his hands on him, grabbed him, and he, as he touches him, you see black veins shoot up through this gnome, and he takes 16 damage as this kind of poison starts rotting up through his body, and you see his face become taut and strangulated, and you see him gasp, and he says, "For the master!" And he turns and throws himself over the balustrade. But as he does so, like part of his his belt and stuff that he's wearing catches on the edge and rips off and falls, and his body tumbles in to the pit and is burnt in the flames.
Mm.
And you've just defeated this guy. Well done.
Hey.
Right. What do you do?
I think we need to rest now.
Yeah. Rest. Resting in this dirty, dark cave.
No, we need to get out of here. Was there a door going another way?
Charles says, "I'm going to take these belongings, and we can investigate them, maybe." So
Oh, that's a good idea.
yeah, Charles looks inside, and he opens up a pouch, and he finds 5 gold in there, a potion of healing. In fact, 2 potions of healing, and he gives them both to you because he can heal. So he gives those out, one to Killian, one to Sariel.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds a token, like in the purse, and it's a picture of a fanged maw with a fanged mouth with flames inside of it, like a burning mouth with white fangs with a burning center that kind of glints and almost looks like the flames are burning, like the pit that you see before you. Charles also... Sorry, go on.
Can I do a wisdom check on what that is?
You could do a history check, maybe? To see if it's in your prior knowledge.
Let's get the feeling I might know. 16.
16. The symbol doesn't ring any direct bells. You don't know what it means exactly, but you do remember from living on the planet of Earl that the other side of the planet where the star fell, that the rumoured lake of fire on the far side is sometimes called the Great Moor.
Right.
Is
that what he shouted out when he fell?
He said the master, for the master.
Oh, okay.
As he fell. So Charles wants to go and perform rites for the bodies that are laying around. So he goes over to the pile of bodies and begins to lay them out. There's quite a few. What do you guys do?
We help him lay the bodies out because he's helped. By the way, the potions that he gave us, have we already drunk those, or can we drink those first?
You can drink them if you want. It's up to you.
Can I drink my potion then, please? And how much health do I get back?
I will read that to you probably on the next session because I need to find out how much a potion of heal heals. So I don't have it immediately with me. Sorry.
Okay.
Can I investigate one of the doorways that leads off?
You can.
Of that room?
I've got my potion and I'm helping Charles. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you sense that the way you came seemed to pose no other threats.
Okay, so shall we go back that way? But then the spiders are there.
Yeah.
But you can rest before you get there. You can rest by anywhere through the caves that you've been
Okay,
to so
shall we
far.
go back to the room where it had the water?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go back to where there was water.
Okay.
We perceived it to be very clean water, so we can go back and drink it, possibly.
Okay. Charles is looking over the bodies, and he doesn't recognise any of them as he's laying them out. Could you make a perception check for me, Sariel?
Of course. As it's my favourite thing to do, perception. But it's +5, so I don't knock it. 20.
You notice that a few of the bodies are wearing uniforms similar to those that you had seen at the Guildmaster's office, the clerks, and also some of the uniforms that they were wearing at the silting sites, the sort of overalls that they seem to work in.
Right.
Sort of ruddy red sort of colour that they seem to wear as their overalls. And a similar colour but a kind of more formal version that they wore, like a white shirt with almost like a blazer in the Guildmaster's offices.
Right.
So these are people from the town where
The
you
town.
were in Mindeges.
Okay, so they're being taken and killed somehow, or being sacrificed. That's what it sounds more like.
To the master,
Whoever
which sounds like it could be
is.
the ruler of Moor from the other side of the star hit side of the planet.
Okay, cool. You're doing really well. Okay, so you make your way back to the room with the healing fountain after Charles has performed his rites.
It's a healing fountain.
Yeah.
DM slip because I've read my screen.
I love you.
Well, then you're
Go
gonna
drink the water.
Yeah.
You,
Hell yeah!
you drink. You each take a sip from the water that you didn't know was healing, and gain um, 2 heals back on each of you for nothing.
I love you.
Could you move us back to the fountain picture, please?
Yeah.
Oh, my ear.
So I'm back up to 9 because I got down to 7 and I'm back up to 9.
Right.
Okay. So are you going to make a short rest here?
Yeah, so I was rest by the fountain.
Okay. Cool. Short rest, and that's where we'll finish the expedition for today.
Yay! Thank
So
you.
if everybody clicks short rest on their thing.
As a point of I need to sort out, I've still got 2 cantrips of doing the same thing. Can I change them at the end?
Yes, you can do that whilst having.
Oh, how do I do it, Pete?
Where's
Click
short resting? I can never find it.
Click your character, and then it's just about halfway
Oh,
down
yeah.
that list.
Oh yeah.
Short rest.
It's your reset cantrips, reset spell slots. I think. No, only after long rest it resets spell slots, but it should allow you to heal some of your extra hits as well.
Okay, so what do I do here?
Have you pressed it? And did it
I'll
give you?
hit that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So I take a short rest. So I do anything to my hit points and they go back up after a short rest.
So they will require by 1 hit dice normally.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
mine haven't gone up, so.
Yours have gone up a bit. Did you
No.
manually adjust them for the thing? You got 2 back for the thing. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because I got -4 and then I added 2, so it's now up to 12, up to 10, well, back up to 10.
so you normally roll 1d8.
Yeah. Which is what
Oh no, so click on your character. Is yours a d8? I think yours is a d8. Click on your short rest screen.
1d6.
1d6, and then you can heal by that much.
So it's that?
Yeah.
4.
Cool. Oh, so you're full health. What does your one say, Lee?
Short rest is period down to at least an hour. Druid hit 1d8 -1.
So you roll your 1d8, and then you heal by that much.
Don't do that. Bear with me. 1d8. So I got a 7 -1 is 6.
Okay, cool. So you heal by 6. That's good.
I need to heal by 2, so I'm back up to.
Yeah, you could do that at a late date. So you're resting there, and that's where we'll leave it. Do you want to see the rest of the dungeon? Because I would love to show you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe save it for next time. So are we still exploring the dungeon next time?
It's up to you. Do you want to carry on exploring? You seem to have solved the problem.
No, but we haven't solved it. We've just found more stuff out that makes it more complicated.
No, but you solved the quest of the ash.
Yeah, I want to see the dungeon. Let's see the dungeon.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to stop recording then?
Yeah, okay.